A craftsman's legacy has always followed three guiding principles: inspire, discover, and restore. We want to inspire people to work with their hands. We want to help people discover craftsmanship around them. And we want to help restore the value of craftsmanship to our society. Now, in the television show, we do a great job of showing the mastery of skills, right? Somebody that has spent literally their whole life learning something, and they're truly a master at it. Sometimes it's difficult to see the front of that equation, right? Everybody has a day one, even the masters did. And we really want to inspire people to work with their hands again. And sometimes we get in our own way. I want to learn chip carving, and this is my day one. So the very first thing I do when I'm learning something new is research. I go online, I read a lot about it, watch some videos on it, and I also like to pick up a couple books, if possible, on the subject so I can use them over time. Now, one thing I picked up here is this book from Wayne Barton. It's The Complete Guide to Chip Carving. Wonderful reference material. I've gone through this book a couple times, and I went through it before I even bought any knives because I wanted to know what I needed to buy to begin with. The next thing I did was go back to the store, and I picked up the two primary knives that you're going to use in chip carving. There's this one here, which is, I've heard it called a couple different things, but a sheep's hook or a sheep's toe or something like that is one of them. And then this is a stabbing knife. I picked those up and just dove into it and started practicing. One thing I quickly found out was that although this knife cuts fantastic and it's a really good quality knife, it doesn't fit my hand very well. I even modified the handle a little bit to try to accommodate it, but my hand would cramp up over time. And when you're doing this type of stuff, you got to have tools that are comfortable in your hands. So I ordered up a couple others and I tried them out and found that the FlexCut was a really nice knife. It fit very well in my hand and had a really nice big resting point for my thumb so that my thumb can stay in contact with it at all times. So once I had those out of the way, I just started practicing. Now I'm going to show you some of the basic cuts that I've been practicing and show you how to get going on it. This is basswood. Basswood cuts really nicely, and that's what we're going to be using. The very first cut to learn is the three-sided cut. And I'm just going to set up a grid of 1/2-inch squares, and I'm going to divide those up into quarters. So I'm going to draw a straight line there, and straight line here. So now we have a nice pattern to follow here. And we're just going to pick up right here. And what we're looking at is we're going to be cutting this triangle out here, this triangle out here, this one here, and then we're going to go around and do the other ones. The very first thing is your grip. Now, I'm new to this, I'm just learning, so this is what I've learned from it. You want to use your knuckles and have them rest on your practice board, and your thumb always stays in contact with your knife. That's going to give you that angle that you want to cut with. And then you have your knuckles, your thumb, which is on the knife itself and also on the board. And you just start in a corner and draw down. I'm going to flip it, start in a corner. Okay, I've done a couple cuts, and I want to show you what I'm looking at with these cuts. None of them are really that good, but I'm learning something new. So I want to show you where I'm doing things wrong and also what I need to do to sort of correct those things. Now, our goal is to make 3 cuts that are all at, relatively 65 degrees, and they're all meeting in the center of my cutout piece. For me, the biggest thing I want to learn here is the knife holding technique, right? Everything else I can correct over time and I will get better at the more I put into it. But the very first thing that I need to really, really concentrate on and get good at is holding the knife properly and maintaining control of the knife at all times. Some of the mistakes I'm making is I'm applying too much pressure. I'm cutting too deep in a lot of these, and you end up with this black cut line here, which you don't really want. It doesn't look good. And some of the other areas, I'm missing the corners here where I'm not getting a good cut on it, or it's a little sloppy and there's some tear out and things like that. All that stuff can be corrected over time, and I'll get better at it. But a lot of it comes down to using the proper technique when you're holding the knife and really getting comfortable doing that. Everything else will come with time, So I'm going to just keep on going here, and I'm not, not too worried about the mistakes I'm making. I know I'm going to make a bunch of them. I just want to get some time in doing this, Now this here, see, it didn't pop out right away, so there's still some fibers holding it. So I'm just going to lightly go back through my cuts, try to maintain that same angle until it wants to pop out by itself. You never want to dig in and pop it out. That's not really a good thing to do. This is why I do practice boards, right? I want to learn how to do something well. So I spend a lot of time practicing. This piece here looks like trash. It's garbage, right? But I'm learning a lot from it. This is showing me I'm, overcutting too much. Over here I've got a blowout because, I came in, I cut too deep, and, you can't do that. But this is how I go about learning things, and I just keep at it. I don't beat myself up over it too much. All of these here, I'm cutting way too deep in every single one of these. My angles look pretty consistent. That's a really good thing, right? That tells me that I'm at least holding the knife right on a consistent angle, which is good. Now I just need to concentrate more on knife control and how deep I'm going and the technique I'm using too. But, doing 5,000 of these is going to be really boring. I'm going to show you another type of practice that I've been working on, and we're going to use a fresh board for that. And I'm also going to use a compass. Now, chip carving in and of itself is very geometric by design. So we're going to draw up a real simple, basically a circle that's divided into 6 pieces. I don't know what to call it. I don't even know what this is set to, this measurement. It just came out of my drawer. But we're not going to change it at all. I'm going to draw a straight line. And now I'm going to use this line to reference, right? And I draw my circle and draw half. Now I'm going to go over here and draw another half. Go over here, and I'm going to keep doing this all the way around. And now, pretty soon you're going to be able to see what's going on. Again, I'm not worried about doing anything specific. This is just another practice piece for me. Okay, so now we've got 6 little sections to carve. And what's going to help with this is now I'm going to learn how to carve these radiuses like that and get them clean. And so now I've got my points here. I got one here, I got another one here, right? And all I'm going to do is connect these points from one end to the other, going right through the center. So now I got center section there, right? Same thing over here. Boom, boom. All right, there we go. And we're going to start again. I'm going to start right here, really being mindful of my grip. Starting on the edge, going in light. A little deeper. Coming out light. That was a little sloppy. I can button this up a little bit more. All right. So I've got all 6 petals cut out here, and you know, there's a ton of mistakes in them, but that's what practice boards are for. This is how I'm learning, right? I'm learning as I'm doing it, and I'm learning when it's done because I can see where I made mistakes and what I need to work on down the road, you know? Eventually, I'm going to do enough of these. My skills are going to get better. My confidence is going to increase, and I'm going to want to start doing this on actual projects. And that day's coming, so you're going to want to stay tuned so you don't miss that. I hope this helps.